Hi everyone, it's Sailor Mimsy. Today's video is going to be a flip through of October 2016 part 2. So this is from the 17th to the 31st. So here we are. And I'm still doing Inktober at this point. So on this day I did a duel of it's a mouse riding a bird. I remember seeing this in a children's book that I came across a couple of years ago. I wish I remembered the name of it. But it's this woman, she made all these animals and stuff out of, I think it was wool or yarn or something. And she set up the scenes with like miniatures and everything. So it was really cute. And she photographs them and she makes a story out of the scenes that she puts together. Up here is a fortune. So it's in my fortune cookie. It says, good things come to those who wait, be patient. And here I just stamped a rabbit and then date stamp there. There's just some writing underneath. Oh, and here I was talking about something funny that happened at work. And my horoscope actually predicted that something like that was going to happen. The next day, so the drawing is this, what do you call these again? Is it called a trick-or-treating pail? Trick-or-treating bag? I don't know. It looks like a jack-o'-lantern though. But it's from that Overwatch video game I play, and on the inside it's filled with different Overwatch themed things, candies and things. So over here I'm talking about that stuff. And that evening we went to go and pick something up from my husband's sister's place. And my nephews are again growing way too fast. So my older nephew, he is 14 and he's so much more taller than me. And just like 2 months ago he was my height. And then morning to afternoon I had a headache. Evening the headache was totally gone. I spent a huge chunk of the night with Sadie cuddled on the couch, and we were playing, well, I was playing video games and she was there cuddling. That makes me very happy. And yeah, I had this date off. There's just some writing underneath there. This is just the backing that came with the Gudetama enamel pin that I had, that I bought from Hot Topic when I went to the States. And there's just decorations with washi. These faces are from washi tapes as well. Ooh, it's getting a little dark. Oh yeah, I did a video of this, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I did. Yeah, so I think it was like a mini version of my journaling time where I put this page together. So I won't take long on that. So the Inktober drawing was Morticia. Here it was this weird version of like a Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter. I drew a little portrait of my husband in his bear form cheering because he got us through crazy rush hour traffic. It's like he found this secret path that like for some reason nobody was taking, and it was right in front of everyone. But yeah, he was actually cheering out loud. It was pretty cute. It was funny too. We're at work tonight. The patron said that with my voice I probably have a good singing voice. No, I really don't. And he said that I should learn to play the ukulele and sing. And I just said, okay, I'll do it. He was very enthusiastic about this whole thing. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll totally try. Maybe I will, I don't know. I've always wanted to learn how to play an instrument properly though. So there's just decoration here, cutouts and stuff. This is a stamp. Spider's a stamp. This is just, I think this came from a Tim Holtz pack, the word poison. And I just stuck it on there. And then there's washi tapes, of course. I drew Sadie as a Gudetama style, like lazy in an eggshell. She was being really weird this day, actually. Oh yeah, so when we went to this, when I went to the States in, I think it was September, I seen that there was root beer flavored Pop-Tarts as well as orange crush flavored Pop-Tarts. My husband loves root beer. So when I told him I didn't buy the root beer Pop-Tarts, he was like, oh, why didn't you? So when we went to the States this month, he bought a box. He seen it, he right away grabbed it. So this night he was eating some and I tried a bite and I spit it out right away. It was just gross. I think it partially has to do with when I was younger, all I drank was root beer and I ended up drinking so much that I got sick of the flavor. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it has to do with that mostly, but it was gross. It really tasted like root beer. Oh, we went out for dinner this night at an East Indian place. It was so good. We went to an area of the city that we rarely go to because it's kind of far out. but I was sitting, it was comfortable, but at the same time it was probably really bad for my back. But I was sitting on a cube while I was eating. So I tried drawing that there. And afterwards we went for a walk in that area. We came across a Lindt store. Lindt, the chocolate. It's like my husband's favorite chocolate. I didn't know it existed up until like, I think maybe 2 weeks before we went. But we came across it during our walk. And as soon as we walked in, the girl was like, would you guys like the cherry sample? It's like, yes, of course we would. So she gave us pumpkin spice flavored Lindt balls. It was really good. Oh, and the other thing that we seen while we were walking, we went to a pet store and they had so many different pets out. I rarely see that nowadays, but they had like cats, hamsters, gerbils, rabbits, and even ferrets. Sorry, ferrets freak me out. But they had these. They're called skinny pigs. And they're so cute. They look like, I seen it and I'm like, oh my god, what is that? I've never seen anything like it. It was like a tiny hippopotamus rat looking hybrid. But I looked it up on the internet afterwards and it's like a type of rodent. They're so strange and so cute looking. I really, really want one, but my husband wants nothing to do with it, so that means we're not getting one. This day we were also watching 10 Cloverfield Lane. What a movie, that's all I'm gonna say. Saturday I was at work all day. Also my drawing for that day was the skinny pig. Drawing for this day were Elmo and Cookie Monster. There was an event going on at my work in the children's department and coworkers were dressed up as Elmo and Cookie Monster. I'm scared of like mascot type costumes, like people in those kind of costumes. So even though I knew who were in these costumes, I was still scared. Like I couldn't deal with it. It was just scary. While I was working at the returns part of my work, the returns desk, my coworker who was dressed as Cookie Monster came over and he was talking to my coworker that was standing with me. And I was like, you know, doing my own thing, ignoring him, trying not to like, you know, run away because I'm scared, trying to keep my cool. And then he came over to me and he started talking to me in his Cookie Monster voice. And I waved him off. I didn't want anything to do with it. And then later on, this coworker that was dressed in Cookie Monster came up to me and he wasn't in his costume, but he was talking in the Cookie Monster voice. And I wasn't amused at all. I said to him again, oh yeah, I guess earlier I said to him that I didn't like mascot type costumes. I said it to him again anyway. I'm guessing he didn't believe me, but he ended up laughing and asked what was up with that. And I really felt like there was nothing else for me to explain. So I just repeated myself. I just don't like mascot type costumes. But yeah, it was kind of awkward. I don't know what it is. When I was younger, I was okay with these things. Like I didn't mind them. I don't know what happened, but they just freak me out. And after work, my husband picked me up. I noticed during the drive that there was rope and bungee cords and stuff in the back behind him, like behind his seat. So I asked him why was there rope. There's my sad doodle of rope. And he said, he tried joking around. He's like, I'm kidnapping you. And it's like, that was a cheesy joke. Anyways, he said that he was going to buy a new bed. Because we've been planning on buying a new bed, but just kept forgetting. And like that just like touched me so much. I just burst out crying. And he's looking at me all unsure and he's like, what the hell is going on? But I was crying and I was like, that's so sweet. This is a happy cry. Thank you. It's all good. I was trying to assure him that I was okay, but I was crying because I was just really, really happy that he thought about, like, he was planning on buying the bed. And then, oh yeah, on this day, I heard my coworker told me that Donald Glover was cast as young Lando Calrissian, so that made my day. On the 23rd, I remember I did a video on this as well, so I won't talk too much about this. The doodle of the day, though, was the doodle of Sadie. Oh, speaking of Sadie, can you guys hear her right now? She's snoring. That's her. That's her snoring. She's in my studio right now with me in her beanbag and she's sleeping. Alright, so yeah, I did a video on this, so I won't talk more about that. On this day, my doodle is Sadie in a suitcase makeshift bed. I've seen this on Pinterest a long time ago and I saved it, like I bookmarked it or whatever, and since then, I still haven't made it. I have a suitcase and everything. I totally could, but I keep forgetting. Oh, and also this is when I did my draw for the giveaway winner. So I put the ballot entry thingy that I made there. I crocheted a poppy. And I finally assembled all the pieces. It looked decent, I guess. It's just Remembrance Day. We wear those poppies that, you know, you can donate money and they give you those felt kind of poppies. But those always fall off of me. And I've always wanted to try crocheting a poppy anyway. So, and it's also, it stays on better than the other poppies because I use a safety pin. But on this day, I was feeling sick. And I ended up going for a long walk for some air and stuff, and it was good. And I hate when I get sick like this because I feel like I'm just wasting the day, not being productive with anything. At the same time, it's like I'm sick, I should be healing and recuperating. Ugh. Tuesday I was off. I got a lot done, so I guess that made up for the previous day. I got a lot done and still managed to play a good amount of video games and watching some old episodes of Kitchen Nightmares because I love Gordon Ramsay. Oh, I also baked a cinnamon swirl loaf. It was okay. I thought it was alright, but my husband really enjoyed it. And then we went for doing some errands. Yes, we did errands. Later that night we were watching that show on Netflix, the one that Miranda Sings does, Haters Back Off. And we also made nachos to eat while watching. And my doodle is Sailor Mercury's wand from the anime Sailor Moon. Oh, and these like little Frankenstein dudes. So I was making 2 nights ago before I did this. I was making treat bags for Halloween to give away to the kids. And the prints on the bags were so cute. And this was, one of them was covered in like these Frankenstein, or like Frankenstein's monster, I should say, technically. Frankenstein's monster's heads all over it, and he had like different expressions. It was really cute. And since I haven't been feeling well, I've just been wearing my hair in a ponytail. And I don't usually wear my hair in a ponytail, it just doesn't look good on me, I don't think. But I've been sick and that was the best way to keep my hair to my face, so that's my unamused ponytail face. And my doodle for this day is Sadie in her pig form on one of those penny farthing bikes. And I just made a note here. If I designed bikes, they would not be functioning at all. And on this day it was cold and rainy and gross out. We went to meet my sister for dinner. We ended up walking to the restaurant because it was in our area, but it took about half an hour to get there. Luckily it wasn't raining while we were walking though. They ended up screwing up my husband's order. He didn't complain or anything. He just asked for no mushrooms on his pizza. He didn't complain and he was just picking off the mushrooms and giving them to me because I didn't mind. And then I guess the waitress noticed and she realized the mistake, so she apologized and had another one made for him while he ate the bad one, like the bad pizza that they gave him. And even the manager came out to apologize and let us know that his meal was all free. Like my husband wasn't complaining or anything. They were just being like super, super nice about it. So yeah, he didn't have to pay for anything. And yeah, so he left a nice tip for them. That was like super awesome of them. And the rest of my writing is complaining about my brain frying work on my assignment that I had to do for school. And really just a jumble here of decorations. These are like all Halloween themed. This is from that paper pad that Tim Holtz made, and then just washi bits, and then this is from a children's book that was ruined and that I tried to salvage. And yeah, just like this is a cutout, that's a cutout. '27, so we're almost done October. So my doodle was, I tried to do Frida Kahlo. That's supposed to be there, and I just did like a border of like random flowers and stuff that I often see in her art. Hero of the day was my husband. What else is new? So I was telling him that I had a really bad sleep. My back was sore and I had a knot in my back. It was just a horrible feeling when I woke up. It was definitely like one of the worst sleeps ever. So my husband tried massaging my back before I went into work. And he just got home from work himself, so I felt kind of bad bugging him about it. Anyways, went to work, came home, and he bought the new bed. Yay! I didn't cry this time, but I was ecstatic. I was very happy. And the funny part is, so since he got the bed, he thought for sure I'd be crying or bawling, like happy tears, but I didn't at all. So I think he was kind of disappointed. Oh my gosh. And for dinner we stayed home, we had spinach ravioli and veggies. Husband made steak for himself and I had salmon. It was delicious. And I just have Sadie here in her pig form popping up to say, I want to eat everything. Oh, there's a dog sticker here and I'm making him say arf instead of woof. But fun fact, arf is actually my husband's initials. See, so I'm talking about watching Kitchen Nightmares again here. I found a bunch of episodes that I've never seen before. And I wrote here, it feels like Christmas. The next day, oh, my doodle is this mushroom. So a couple days ago when we went for that walk, I spotted this huge mushroom stump, just like this part. Ignore the cap. So just the stump. It was huge. It was really tall and thick and it was by itself, and it stood out because it was growing on a busy street a few feet away from a bus stop near the bank. But I was amazed at how big it was and that it was still there and like some idiot didn't kick it over or anything. Anyways, so this thing is really big. So that was a few days ago when we seen it. It didn't have the cap. So we were driving by that same area this night and I was keeping an eye out for the stump and I seen it and it had the cap on it. So I'm like, there's no way the cap could have grown in like 4 days. Because it was only 4 days since like I first seen it. I think maybe it originally had a cap and some idiot maybe like kicked it off or something. And then a good Samaritan found the cap and put the cap back on. I don't know. Is it possible to grow a huge like mushroom cap in 4 days? I guess it could. I don't know. I don't know how fungus works. Oh yeah, and that day that we were walking and I came across that stump, I got super excited. My husband was like far ahead of me because I stopped to examine the stump. And I called him back because I was super excited and I was like, you gotta see this. I'm like, there's a mushroom. And he turned around and he shouted, it was like jokingly of course, but he shouted, get away from there. It's because he doesn't want me to get any more ideas in my mind about foraging for mushrooms and stuff to eat. But yeah, I was just really amazed that that thing exists on a busy street. And this doodle here is Sadie. She's sleeping on this new pillow that I bought. She pretty much claimed it as her own. She's such a funny gal. And yeah, this is just decorations with, again, stickers, the usual washi, and then this is from Tim Holtz. And here's bits of washi. I think the sticker came from a pack by Cavallini. I think that's the name brand. I forget. We watched Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. I didn't really care for it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just growing out of that movie phase. But near the end, like near the last 20 minutes, I was just like super antsy and just needed to get up. We were watching it at home. I was a huge nerd that night and I was itching to play American Idol on our old Xbox, so that's what I did. I played American Idol, put it on hard difficulty, and I won. I'm a dork. I was actually on the edge of my seat when they were like deciding who was gonna get eliminated from that round. Oh my gosh, so many times I was psyched out. And so I made the mistake of doing the full 18 round tournament. I put here, what was I thinking? I was hoarse by the time I got to round 14 out of 18. I had to stop and get water too. It was pretty funny. Yeah, so this day was a Saturday. I worked till 5. Husband went to the gym afterwards. And I got an email. I finally checked my emails late that night and saw that there was 70% off Halloween stuff at Michael's. By the time that my husband got home from the gym, we had just over 20 minutes to go to Michael's before they closed. We have a Michael's not far from where we live, so it worked out. My husband surprised me and we bought a new Christmas tree. It's not black like that at all. I forgot what the name of it was. It had like a fancy name to it, but it's a narrow tree that has the lights built in on it, and I think it's a light, it's like a medium green color. It's not like a forest green, it's lighter. Our trees in the past have always been a dark green. We got that, pretty exciting. We found some good stuff too. There was some good Halloween stuff left over. I found a stamp set. So the spider is from the stamp set. This bug is actually from the stamp set, but I ended up doodling it. I'm pretty sure. Like, this was my doodle of the day for that, but I think I based it off the bug set that I picked up. Where is my bug set? Okay, it's in my cart across the room. I can't go get it. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure this was based off one of the bug stamps in that set. Anyway, so yeah, so I put a little cat sticker here and did a little Sadie doodle. Here, I only got 4 hours of sleep. I've been having bad sleeps lately. On the 30th, it was my parents' anniversary that day. So after work, we went to go meet them at the old spaghetti factory. It was ridiculously windy and so cold, and I was dressed all wrong. I was wearing, I think, just a small jacket. It was freezing cold. Oh, there's this game that my siblings and I play. Mainly it's my brother and I, sometimes my husband. I don't know how we started this, but it began years ago. So when we're at the restaurant, it's usually my brother who starts it. But it's a game where we pick things off the table and try and stick it in a person's pocket or purse or I think hood, depending if they have a jacket. So for example, this night, when we first started this game, we started off small with just sugar packets. So by the end of dinner time, my mom will reach into her pocket or she'll reach into like her purse and she'll pull out a huge stack of sugar packets. This night my brother and I were doing sugar packets, and he actually got a spoon and I think a butter knife into my mom's purse. But yeah, by now all our family members know to check their pockets and purses before they leave our restaurant. It's so funny. So yeah, dinner went really well. I was watching a happy movie afterwards as a pick-me-up because I think I watched something or heard something that I didn't like. I was like, I need to erase it with a good movie. So it was You've Got Mail. It's that old Tom Hanks movie. And then here's the last date. So for the 31st, I just have a cutout here and some washies. I was working, so I didn't get to see all the trick-or-treaters. My husband was at home with Sadie giving out candy, and my doodle of the day was Sally from Night Before Christmas. Oh, and there was a guy at my work. He was calling and swearing on the phone, and usually we're supposed to hang up on people who swear at us, but I didn't even get a chance to hang up on him because he would do it first. And then he kept calling, and then my other coworkers would pick up, and they wouldn't. The guy who was swearing wouldn't swear at my coworker who picked up, and my coworker was thinking it's because I'm a girl and he's a guy. So that's why the guy didn't swear at him and just swore at me. Anyways, so yeah, like I said, it was an uneventful day because I had to work. And it was pouring rain that day too. And so I did a little doodle here of my husband as his bear form, the lone candy hander outer. But yeah, so that's it for October. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, just leave it in the comment section below. Talk to you guys later. Bye!